Minasan, okare nasai. Today I will be attempting to recap all of the 2024 activities for the ladies of D4DJ and a couple from RevStar Leads as well. Mostly anime roles, music, and photo shoots, but I will not be covering every single girl as I just did the Bangdream Seiyu recap last week. So people like Aimi, Ayasa, Aiba, Amane, and even Saichi, who is technically not D4DJ anymore, were all featured in that one. Also other former D4DJ girls like Shizaki and Maishima. However, I will briefly mention some of their stuff in this first group section. Also, I may also briefly mention some Assault Lily and RevStar Leads stuff, only because I feel they are underrated and most people overlook it, especially in the franchise recap, like Assault Lily in particular. I'm sure everyone skipped that part. But alright, let's get into it, first with some group-related things. The Toa Sugai stage play continued, having Kagami, Karachi, Koizumi, and Koyama. But there was something called the Game Battler event, having Saichi prior to her leaving, Sunko, and Mimura. Natsume from Bandori was also there as well. Hazuki Tada, Mei Okada, and Himari Hazuki are all part of a group known as Divine in the Love 4 franchise. And honestly, their music is very similar to Mermaid, probably because there's two of them in that group. But even just like the sound and style, sounds very similar to me. They had their first single titled 4 and their second single, XO. Then first live and first album, both titled The Magician. Then Harumoe is a duo unit formed in 2020 consisting of Haruki Iwata and Moika Koizumi. Their Kumamama monthly stream had many new episodes, even having Momo Yokoyama as a substitute a few times. The unit was at the Chojikin Fest in the summer. They had a Seiyu fan meet, and both being in the Kongming stage play, also having a new photo book together as well. There was their third live tour, I Am Here, with 2 eyes. Also their smaller shows that they label as canvas sessions, being at a fest called Gram and Groove, having a new single, Fua Fua Party, the ending for Fluffy Paradise, where they both had roles. Their new album, Ready, having Hyper Love Song, one of my personal favorites of the year. Definitely check out the music video. And even fairly recently in 2025, their 7th single, Twinkle Days, came out. I absolutely love this cover. And also at some point in this year, they will be at the Peas Live, and this year also serves as their 5th anniversary. Then there's the big festival that the Hibiki agency had. Lots of D4DJ members over there, including Chiharu and Rimi Nishimoto, who are supporting cast from the stage play, but the main cast ladies include Yuzuki Watase, Ruka Fukugawa, and Yuka Nishio. Aimi and Amane are in the agency as well, but I guess they had prior commitments for that festival. And Tsumugi left the company the year prior to that, so obviously she wasn't there either. However, every active member was there for the 15th anniversary festival. Sticking with that, the Amuse agency had their big fan festival in early December, having members from their agency like Moipi, Hinata, Miyu Tomita, and Kaori Maeda. Tomita being in RevStar Leads and Maeda being in Assault Lily, in case you have forgotten. The really cool Warrior photo shoot Joyu project in 2024 featured Ayase Ito, Haruki Iwata, and Moika Koizumi. And then for this year of 2025, it is going to feature Kana Nanaki and Kaori Maeda. Over on the Crossing Covers YouTube channel, Alzumiwaki was there singing Discotheque from Rosario Vampire, originally by Nana Mizuki by the way, and it is an absolute banger. And Main was also on the show covering specials from Jujutsu Kaisen. Masayoshi Oishi and Irie Suzuki's Any Song Day show only had Risa Sumagi singing Undead from Monogatari Off and Monster, and her cover is actually another huge recommendation from me. And now there's Idolmaster, specifically Cinderella Girls. Teru and Karin being at both days of the Starlight Fantasy. Then there was the big unit tour having a bunch of the ladies. Miyu's unit, #Unicus, was at the Tokyo show, and Azumi's unit, Sexy Guilty, was at the Fukuoka show. What an odd unit name. Very fitting for her, but still very odd. And this year, Cinderella Girls will have their 10th anniversary tour. 5 shows throughout the year, going all the way until September. Although only the cast members for the first 4 shows have been revealed, and assuming all goes well, Tomita will be at the Osaka show, Takahashi at the Tokyo show, and Ikuta at the Okinawa show, all being at both days for each show by the way. As for Idolmaster Millie Live, their 10th had 4 acts, which was mostly in 2023, but the final act was in 2024, having Kotori and Aimi. Then the 11th live was supposed to happen in November, but had to be rescheduled due to people getting COVID. So whenever the live does happen, the cast list seems to be Aimi on day 1 and Kotori on day 2. The last thing before I talk about the girls individually would be Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Their 5th live tour continued this year, having the Yell section, only really having Azumi, who is relevant for this video. Well, I guess Kaori Maeda was there as well. But a few months after Yell was the Newgate show, having Hikaru Tono on day 1. Her also being at the Inazuma Rock Fest, as well as the NHK Venue 101 event, where Azumi also joined her. And now for the main cast, starting with Happy Around and the main character, Yukinishio. She posted a new music video for her new song Chromatic Labyrinth, her first new song in a very long time, and I can't even find it on streaming. It only seems to be on YouTube for now. Hosted an event for Over Media, had a bunch of card fight stuff and Rebirth for You events. There was a stage reading for something called EEO, and then she had a bunch of various DJing events, like at a Bungie event and a bunch of other really smaller things. But also a bigger one like Any Rave with Komiya and Tsumugi, being a guest on Mayu Saga's Nico Nico stream, and then her Nico Nico program with Ryochi is still going strong. And she had a few more poker tournaments. Apparently she's very good at it. I would really like to see her live stream playing that. She also had some Mayhala Theater events, lots of Bushiroad girls over there every year and looking really cool doing it. And I'm gonna mention her changing up her hair color because I think it looks really good. Her anime include being the most recent Hibiki agency girl to join Cardfight, specifically Cardfight Vanguard Divine Z, having 2 seasons of it and another one ongoing right now. Karen Kagami visited Hong Kong for the event Luminous Lodge, did some DJing for Geki Rock, and like the last lady, had some promotional events for the Rebirth for You franchise. Her other group, Silent Queen, had their new singles Queen's Road and Kamikaku Sade, which were both really good tracks by the way, and they were also at AGF. I guess I will also mention that she changed up her hair a little bit, being a little more blonde than usual. She didn't have a role in 2024, but currently is reprising her role in Cardfight Will Dress, which she also voices in English by the way. Haruka Mimura was at Voice in a Box Volume 7, 9, and 10. Either I missed her posting about Volume 8 or she just wasn't there. But she also did some modeling for LTA. She was part of the Assault Lily stage Last Bullet, Lily's Dreaming Party, and also like the last 2 Rebirth for You events. Not as many though. Also her very first overseas event in Macau, China. The last lady, the very beautiful and very talented Miss Maiko Irie, spent most of her year doing D4DJ related things. There were some smaller music related events and something called the Seaside Party and Mary Fave. Nothing we would really have access to. But she did have a photo shoot with the Wedding Ainaka company, and actually hanging out with Mimura a lot. They have such a nice friendship. But also shoutouts to her dressing up as her Magia record character for Halloween. Now we are on to Peaky Pkey, starting with Reo Karachi. And to start off, she actually left S-Inc in July, which I find crazy. I always heavily associated her with that agency. Almost as crazy as Tsumugi leaving Hibiki last year. Well, 2 years ago now. But it is what it is. Seems to be going well for her. She was part of the Segura Halloween event, the Listen Library event, Red Night Fest, and some Gunvolt stuff. Had some more Utadori things that she started back in 2023, playing the role of Himawari, and with these girls, she sang No Gifted, the ending theme for the anime I Parry Everything. Ryochi was also a guest on Yukimegu TV, as well as one of Hina Saguta's shows, and Chiami Tanaka's. Also, I just want to show you this picture of her, because I like it a lot. Her new anime included Loner Life in Another World, as well as Omero K. Miyu Takagi and Yoshino Aoyama went out on a snowboarding skiing trip. Totally random, but I wanted to include it. Her weekly radio on NAC 5 with Miyu Kubota is still ongoing. She was at Anime Japan for her golfing show Sorairo Utility, some Tokyo 6 events with her fellow former Wagyu ladies, and some Grand Blue Fantasy stuff. There was also some modeling for the company True Self. That's a new one, in terms of me doing these videos at least. Then there's her own YouTube channel, streaming fairly often, and also appearing on Dengeki Gaming. Pretty sure there was also an Onsen Musume event as well. Here in 2025, her Tokyo 6 character recently had her very first solo live. Then with anime, she had none last year, but currently is in a new season of Sorairo Utility. Now we have Maika Koizumi, who is someone that performs everywhere, so if you've already watched the Love Live recap, just know that you may hear a lot of repeat things. So if you want to skip ahead in general, then I suggest fast forwarding like 2 minutes. The Moe Pina Radio ended in 2024, just under 100 episodes. That is her radio show with Hinata Sato, by the way, one of her best friends. Her agency unit Mixed Juice had a new single titled Hello New World. Then she joined yet another unit known as Parabola for the franchise Utagoe, consisting of her, Asaka, Yoshino Aoyama, and Naoto Yama. That is actually an insane lineup. They had their debut EP Brain Hack, and it's a total banger, also having a music video. Her Love Live group Nijigasaki had a new movie and a small handful of new tracks. Nothing too serious for her in particular, as she didn't get a new solo, but she was at the second half of their 6th tour, which began in late 2023, but also the full 7th live and the big Love Live unit Koshian. as well as being at the Korea show for the Asia tour. The dance troupe Real Akiba Boys visited her agency and spent some time with her, Miyu and Kaorin. She was part of an event called Classic Movie Reading Volume 3. Not quite sure of the details, but she does look very pretty, as always. Then just to reiterate from the group section, she had a Toa Sugai concert and a stage play for Ya Boy Kang Ming, which both look really cool and I really wish that I could see them. Also, playing opposite to Haruki and Kang Ming is just perfect. Then I said her Moe Pina radio ended, but her own Moe Note is still ongoing on Nico Nico. Then there was her Young Jump photo book titled Traveling. Her anime roles included being in Fluffy Paradise and a new season of Nier Automata, and of course more Love Live Nijigasaki. Currently in possibly the greatest alchemist of all time, where she actually does the ending theme with Harumoe. Later this year she will have the anime for Utagawe, and also a new stage play for the IP Private Detective Maikama. Now we have Photon Maiden, and starting off with Risa Sumagi. Let's actually start off with her not having access of her Twitter account from November of 2023 till April of 2024. So anything that happened then, I have no idea about. Well, except for the fact that she had to miss out on the RevStar Leads Sports Festival due to poor health. But on a much more positive note, she joined Mid Management Agency, the same one as Koko Hayashi. And also her solo debut, having 3 songs. Guru Marian, Boo featuring Rachel, and my personal favorite, one of my favorite songs of the whole year, Billy Billy Bomb. Then she herself was also featured in the song Share Life by Arai Maju, which is really cool because about 5 months before the song came out, Risa was saying how much she wanted to be featured in a song with her. So either they made that happen or it was just a super early tease. She had a birthday event with some familiar faces as guests, but also a fan meet in China the month after. Her cooking show is still ongoing, and she restarted her YouTube channel, also being a guest at Any Rave and having a little drama reading for a French play. She made her Love Live debut in the first Nijigasaki movie as the basketball club captain, which was a super minor character, but also being in some Fate Grand Order chibi spin-off titled Fujimaru Ritsuka Doesn't Get It, currently being in a show titled Okitsura. Haruki Iwata attended one of the Peaky Pkey shows in Osaka, was at Anime Japan for her bowling show Turkey, which still hasn't aired, and a few Card Fight Vanguard events. She even got to do an opening pitch for the Seiyu Lions, which is her favorite team from her favorite sport. So that's pretty cool. She was part of a new Assault Lily, Lily Dreaming stage, by herself, having a new stage based on the Korean show Horang, and this will actually continue on into this year of 2025. Then she also debuted into Card Fight Vanguard, naturally, and was in Fluffy Paradise, and at some point will be in the Turkey show. Now we have Kana Nanaki, the stage performing legend, was in the plays for the IP's High Card, Moriarty the Patriot, Full Metal Alchemist, and Attack on Titan, playing none other than Mikasa. Also basically filling in for Mamori with the new RevStar stage. Not taking over the role, by the way, just being the 9th member of the play. Also with RevStar being the captain for the green team at the Sports Fest. And there was even a new Seiren stage, Baby Blue. Aside from RevStar, she was a guest at Maho's Music Festival. Then, like with Moipi, very soon will be the Mike Hama stage. Now we have Hinata Sato, another lady in both Bushiroad and Love Live. So if you watch both recaps, you'll be hearing a lot of the same stuff. So for this one, you can skip about a minute and a half. With Love Live, she performed at Saint Snow at the big Unit Koshian event. Her first time there in almost 4 years. With Pretty Derby, well, she was not at any of the lives or any of the festivals. But she did have some live streams, and even an event with Project Sakai in September. Outside of her franchises, she had a ghost story reading drama with a bunch of other pretty ladies, had her own Seiyu fan meet in Korea, went to see a dialogue show for their 5th anniversary tour, also saying how much she loves their member Satsuki. Which kind of sucks, because Satsuki is actually taking a bit of a break from the group now. Also almost forgot to mention, soon being in the Magical Girl Raising stage play with Yuka Ozaki, and someone else I'll be going over in a little bit. But Hinata also had some smaller theater stuff, no IPs we would really know. And she continued her gym journey as well, always giving me motivation to get off my butt and lift something heavy. Then, just to reiterate from earlier, she was in the Big Amuse Festival. Her only new role was in The Descent of a Goddess, and then this year she will be in the Project Sakai movie. Now we have the mermaids, starting with Natsumi Hirojima, as always, bike stuff and booba modeling, sometimes even at the same time. All of it being very inaccessible for us, and the magazines are very specific to that stuff, so I don't even really know the names of most of them. And not too much else from her, honestly. That's most of her year and D4DJ stuff. But in 2025, she will have a new calendar book, and she posted a lot to her YouTube last year as well. And just for a bonus, here's another picture of her. Ai Negishi is another very attractive lady who also posted a lot to her YouTube, including covering a song from her old group Paspo. Then as always, lots of gaming. This year mostly was Withering Rooms, but she also had some other stuff here and there as well. She had a joint photo book with Hazuki Tanta, sponsored by Seiyu Tomo Photo, a stage play for the Grisaya series, as well as Calling Soul, and a fashion collab with the company Liffy. Also being a guest at ToyCon and joining the Seiyuu Esports channel. Actually very surprised it took them that long to get her. She's a very well-known gamer in the industry, and a very good one at that. Also, if you need more motivation, she also hit the gym a lot this year as well. And the Stardom Wrestling movie that she filmed in 2023 came out in 2024. That being Runaway Wrestler. Mei Okada had her first photo book coupled with a DVD simply titled May, and there was also a stage play for Mononoke. And that's really it for her. Her year was mostly just agency stuff, Mermaid, Divine, and Ave Mujica, all of which I've already covered. Lots of Ave Mujica, honestly. 4 full lives and a bunch of festival appearances, just in case you missed the Bushiroad recap. Having no new anime, just the ongoing Ave Muji series. But to end off with her, like other Ace Crew girls, she was a guest at Rachel's Birthday Live, as well as being in the short film with her, Infinity Scale, a trailer for which can be found on the Ace Crew YouTube channel. Now we have Himari Hazuki, who was also a guest at Rachel's Birthday Live, but also a guest at Riona Kanto's Birthday Live as well. Well, that was more of like a show rather than a live. And really, that's about it for her. Not too much outside of D4DJ and Love 4. Aside from a couple Rebirth Ryu streams, some showroom streams, even with Okada, and a couple dinosaur exhibit shows that she hosted. That's pretty cool. So now let's just move right on to Rondo with yet another extremely beautiful lady, Haruna Momono, who announced her marriage and that she's expecting a baby. Honestly, I figured that she was already married with a child. She just had that kind of aura around her. But now she confirms it. And aside from this, she did some modeling for LTA, and then just a little event for the Dengeki series, specifically for the 6th anniversary live. Riona Kato had her solo debut with the track Hometown, having a deep meaning for her hometown and her love for her parents. She had a new stage play for Mononoke, as well as Peter Pan, even playing the leading lady Wendy. Then there was actually even a new Kimono Friend stage, though she did have to miss some of the shows in early November due to poor health. She even did some singing as the character Ryu Tsukishiro for Zenless Zone Zero. And then she had some fan meetings with some fun guests, and she still has her weekly radio program. Last up for this group, we have Sunko, who is someone that posts a lot, and Twitter limitations only let me go so far back, so I couldn't see her whole year, but from what I did see, it was more of the same with her. DJ events like Yeki Rock, some dress up, and lots of booba. Actually even getting a new piercing fairly recently above her left booba. The characters she cosplayed this year include from Blue Archive, Kill la Kill, Dragon Ball, actually doing both versions of Launch, and also Oran Host Club. Those are the ones I recognized at least. But there was also this photo shoot, the very definition of yabai. Aside from that, she had some dates with Amane, of course, as well as a fair amount of streaming to her Twitch account. Next are the little cuties from Lyrical Lily, and starting with the very, very beautiful Hazuki Tanda. She also debuted as a solo artist with the song Strobe, having a birthday live soon after titled Moondrops, and then a joint tour with another lovely lady named Manako. She did some modeling for Kingly Mask. Honestly surprised she doesn't do more modeling, but there was also that photo book with Negishi. Speaking of that, she actually had a guest appearance for the Grisaya stage that Negishi was also a part of. And also, just like her, Hazuki was in the Calling Soul stage. Tanda-san actually being main cast though. She was also in the Assault Lily New Chapter stage play. No 2024 anime, but currently in the Ave Mujica series, and I think she's confirmed to be a performer at the upcoming joint live with them and My Go. The little cutie Ruka Fukagawa celebrated her 20th birthday this year. She doesn't do too much outside of D4DJ and RevStar Leads, being on the yellow team for the sports festival by the way. Just some smaller agency stuff and some Otana project dress-ups, even being a guest for one of Riona Kanto's fan meets. Then her Nico program with Yuzuki is still ongoing and can actually also be viewed on the YouDeal YouTube channel. Aside from that, she was also one of the ladies to join the Seiyuu Esports channel, which can also be found here on the tube. And then here's her showing off her shiny Mimikyu in Pokemon. Yuzuki Watase is also similar, super busy with Abe Mujika more than anything, but also finding time for her stream with Ruka. There were a few Rebirth streams with Himari-chan, and a few Cardfight live events with Nishio-san. I'm actually very surprised her agency unit on Amalia Q didn't do anything this year. They formed in the prior year, and I was expecting a live show or at least a new song or something. I'm just gonna assume the girls were too busy, Yuzuki in particular, and this year of 2025, they can properly go off. But I guess we will see in due time. One more thing to mention is her emceeing for a drama reading called Magical Flying Ball Club. To me, that just sounds like an intense game of dodgeball. Anyway, with anime, she also debuted into Cardfight Vanguard and is currently in the Abe Muji show. And now we have Unichord with Kotori Koiwai. She had some VTuber events, some mocapping for Mew Live, also promoting the franchise at Anime Japan and performing as her character at the Inazuma Rockfest. Hiding her face though because it's a VTube character, right? She DJ'd for an Any-Rave event. Shoutouts to Kevin from the group Fauna in the back there. That dude has amazing energy. Also DJing at the Niku Fest. Then hosted her own ASMR event, having a bunch of soft voice Seiyu joining her. And then hosting another event completely named after her called the Kotori Fest, having a bunch of pretty ladies as guests. Then her metal duo unit, Dual Alter World, had their second single Gravity 2, although it might actually be Gravity Squared, as well as their first live show in a couple of years. Her anime include debuting in the new season of Shy, being in Plus Sized Elf, and the most notorious talker runs the world's greatest clan. It's a really stupid name. Currently, she is in the Medalist. Karen Takahashi, as I said earlier, Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, being at the Unit Tour and the Starlight Fantasy Show. She was also at an event hosted by Yukari Anzai, as well as one for Erika Ishitobi's birthday. Also some Onsen Musume stuff, and some smaller things for the SecondShot Fest, and a Tokyo Culture event. Also, her agency Aoni Production had its own fan meeting. She also continued her bi-weekly stream, which basically translates to simply "You're Amazing," which can be found on the SecondShot Channel for both YouTube and Nico Nico. She had no new shows in 2024, but is currently in New Dr. Stone and will have more Chainsaw Man later this year. Kariyura, like many others, did modeling for the LTA Fashion Company. She was in the live-action Love Live drama and had a DJ event for Any-Rave. I actually didn't even know that she DJ'd, despite how common it is nowadays. But she was also a guest at Haruna Ogata's birthday live, as well as one of Riona's fan meets. And since there's not much else to say about her, here is a picture of her on Valentine's Day. Last for this group, Yuki Tema had a lot of stuff that I've already said before with other ladies. Modeling for LTA, an event for the Bowling Anime Turkey, some dress up with the Otena Project, as well as Mayholic Theater. Unique to her, though, is a stage play for this series Sasakoi, the anime of which just finished airing like last month. There was also a small handful of events with her agency. And then just for some fun stuff she did, she attended some live shows for Utadori, Harumoe, and Dialogue. Early this year, she will be on day 2 of the Peas Live with her unit Smuley from the Tokyo Mew Mew series. No new anime for her, but like with Haruki, at some point she will have the Turkey show. The final group of D4DJ, the antagonists, Abymare. Let's start with Misuzu Yamada. Honestly, the only career thing she did outside of D4DJ was a promotional event for one of the anime she was in 2023 called Classroom for Heroes, but also a radio for the show she was in 24, The Stories of Girls Who Couldn't Become Magicians. And then here's her cute little hamster. Her anime roles included, well, The Stories of Girls Who Couldn't Be Magicians, and then currently is in a new season of Arifueta. Yuka Aisaka had a new photo book, her first one in a long time, digital only, titled Shumatsu Iso. One of her other music franchises, Milgram, had a live show. About a month after that, she was a guest at Rie Takahashi's birthday show, and then way later in the year, having an event for Ange Verge. Then there's her Onsen radio show, and her weekly show for the Audi station, as well as hosting a big Gundam gaming event. Her anime include Gushing Over Magical Girls. I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. Surely you could have shortened that title. Next is Tomomi Gianna Sumi, whose name I have apparently been saying wrong for a year now. In English, she always introduces herself as Tomomi, yet all of her socials have Gianna as the main name, so yeah, my bad. Like with Ryochi, she had all of the Utadori events, the live show, as well as the ending theme for I Parry Everything. Shoutouts to Kari Nisabe as well, she's very pretty. Unlike Reo, however, Tomomi represented the group at Anime Japan. There were also a few Kamen Rider events with her unit Kamen Rider Girls, Blue Archive shows, and a music event called Project Ailey, of which I have mentioned in all 3 of the Seiyu recap videos, and I'm pretty sure I pronounced it differently in all of them. It's spelled A-I-L-E, however you want to pronounce it, go for it. She uploaded some covers to her YouTube channel, left her agency Remax, and take a wild guess which fashion company she did modeling for. She had roles in Loser Ranger and I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History. Later this year, she will have the Project Sakai movie. And now their leader, Mei Nakabayashi, aka Main. Arguably the most successful person in the franchise, she had her 7th album, Prism Burst, and her 22nd single, Strove Fantasy, ending for a nobody's way up to an exploration hero, also having a great music video for it. Like a few others, she was hitting the gym a lot, specifically doing a lot of cardio training. As a live action performer, I'm sure that's very important to her. She had a collab event with the group Gang Parade, then having another group as guests for her own Road to 20th Anniversary show. 20 years in the business. Nice. Was a guest over at AFA Singapore, as well as having a Christmas live not too long ago. And then her being the big baseball fan that she is, she even got to watch some games as a D4DJ promotion, even attending one with the little cutie Amane. For this year, she is scheduled to be at the Lisani show in late January. Now moving on to the RevStar Leads cast, most of these girls have actually already been featured in this video, like Moipi, Haruki, and Hinata. Then Aiba and Ayasa were in the Bandori Seiyu recap, and I will actually reuse my Momori audio from the Love Live Seiyu recap. So if you want to skip that, just jump ahead a minute or so and I will go over Koyama-san. Suzuko Momori was pretty active on her YouTube channel, being part of the Pretty Cure 20th Anniversary Live, but also her own live in Shanghai. She was on day 2 of the Love Live Talk event and had her own solo billboard live in April, and then a birthday live. Momori moved over to America in the summer to be with her husband, a scary but seemingly really fun experience for her. Sticking with that, she actually gave birth to her 2nd baby boy as well. A little before all of that though, she celebrated her birthday with 2 other hibiki cuties. Her anime stuff includes this year, nothing too big, a new season of Data Live is pretty cool, also being in the movie Give It All that has a wicked cast, and this year she will have a new season of the 100 Girlfriends show, as well as new Grisaya. Now we are on to Momoyo Koyama, and starting with her Seiyu unit Sound Orion and their new single Sunny Canvas, which served as the ending theme for the show One Room. They also had their own Seiyu fan meeting, performing at Nagano Any Era, and then unfortunately announcing their disbandment, having their final show on Christmas. This was so they could focus on their solo endeavors, which actually sounds quite exciting for Moyo-chan. Wonder what she's gonna do with all of that extra time this year. Now by herself, her Iruma-kun stage play continued on, having a revival show for 1 week in the summer, as well as a few live streams with the Secret Show program on the AmiAmi channel, and then some events for Tokyo Call Comedy Club. And here's her cat being a goober. This year, early on, she will actually have a stage play for Magical Girl Raising Project. Considering how dark the anime is, this may be something I need to watch. Now on to Maho Tomita. She had her own Maho Music Festival with some familiar faces as guests. Her pro wrestling stream with Aina Aiba is still ongoing, even also having some special guests this year. She had some dress up with the Otana Project, some modeling for the Kitson Company, as well as just a solo project photographed by Jun Maruoka, the same person who photographs the Joyu stuff. And then a reading play titled Reiwa Rakugo with more familiar faces. Teru Ikute had the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls Starlight Fantasy, as well as her first ever photo book, Neutral. Very surprising, but very welcomed. She went over to USJ with some friends for some fun times, also officially opened up her own fan club titled Polaris, as well as having her first fan club event. She was part of the drama reading Starry Night, and she also started her own YouTube channel, posting 3 or so times a month. Her being the awesome model she is, she also did some stuff with Kitson Company, and then having a new stage play titled Hikaru no Go. And now for the final little section, just to go over some stuff from 3 members of the supporting cast, just the ones I personally like a lot, because I am biased and this is my video. Miyu Tomita as a solo act was at Nagano Any Era, Miyako Premium Live, and also her own fan meet over in Taiwan. Her new music includes 2nd album Violet Bullet, wicked name, This also being the title of her third solo live, where I do believe she debuted herself playing the guitar, which she started to learn at the beginning of the year. Then on a more somber note, her Seiyu unit Crisis had their final live. And then of course a bunch of videos on her agency's YouTube channel. That's a Muse Voice Actors channel, by the way, if you don't know. There was also a big fest a few weeks ago for the agency that she was a part of. And throughout the year, just a bunch of various promotional events for the anime she was in, of which she was in a lot. Delicious in Dungeon, Shy, Solo Leveling, My Instant Death Ability, The Witch and the Beast, God's Game We Play, One Room, 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, Code Geass Rose of Recapture, Dawn to Dawn, Bleach 1000 Year Blood War, and Love Live Superstar, with a new season of Classroom of the Elite and a new Haikyuu movie, currently in Shangri-La and Arifueta. 2025 will give her all of this, most of which is already airing. A new season of Solo Leveling already, and more 100 Girlfriends show. Next up, the very pretty Azumi Waki was at the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls Unit Tour, the Pretty Derby 5th Yale show, and the Venue 101 event, as I mentioned earlier. Also having a bunch of game streams on her YouTube and just various live streams throughout the first half of the year. She kind of took it easy in the second half, well, because if you don't know, in 2023 she got married, and then last year she announced her pregnancy. And I'm pretty sure she's due around like April or May. There was a huge SecondShot Fest having many people, Azumi being one of them. Also a big shout outs to the Blend S reunion. Then there were a few anime and game promotions for the things she's in. One even including the next lady I'll be going over. But before that, let's get on to Azumi's new anime, with new seasons of Otome Game and Shangri-La. Then new shows in general include Dead Dead Demons, Loser Ranger, 2 characters in the new season of Cafe Terrace, a Nobody's Way Up to an Exploration Hero, the strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human, too many losing heroines, and debuting into Love Live Superstar, also being in the new cast for Demon Lord Retry. She is currently in more Shangri-La and a new Aquarian series. Later in the year, she will have a new season of Call of the Night, great show, and a new season of I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years, a not so great show. The final gorgeous goddess of the video, Hikaru Tono, had a few events for the shows she was in, like I just mentioned earlier, one with Azumi Waki, but also her own special birthday event, as most girls do. Actually, I take that back. I may have talked about 10 to 15 birthday shows, but compare that to the 50 plus ladies I go over, and it's not actually as common as you think. Anyway, she was also a guest on Hinaki Yano's gaming stream, posting a lot to her own personal TikTok page, and last for her, her very first photo book, Hatsuyoi. Very appealing. With anime, as you can see, rolls in One Room, Rinkai, Card Fight, Mecha Ude, and too many losing heroines. Currently in the show Fugushoko, and later we'll have Mono. And well, that is the ending. Thank you so much for watching this one. I hope you've enjoyed. There will be a few links down below, but all of the girls with YouTubes and socials I mentioned can easily be found through Google or just by typing their name in the search bar. If you can't find them, just ask in the comments or message me on Instagram and I will help you out. And please join me in the next one, a little remake video of an old one I made about Seiyu birthdays. This time including another 100 ladies who I have added to my personal list of Seiyu I follow. Yes, you heard that number right, it is 100. I look forward to seeing you there.